Welcome, everyone. This is Lee Gray, and with me, as always, is Ethan Solomon. And this is Trade Unafraid Trades. And today is June 15th, 2022. So, Ethan, tell us what you did today.
So, building off of what we spoke about in our last video, a trading style which I'm trying to take inside bars off of key pricing points. So yeah, today I took an inside bar trade here, and Lee, if you want to pull up the Thinkorswim video or image.
Right.
Okay, so this is the trade I had taken today. So I guess the thought process was, as you can see that, on the left side of the chart, you have those two really clear pivots that are on 378. Today, we gapped up, we kind of tested that area again, broke a little bit above, and as you can see, it really, really struggled.
Right.
And, and towards the right of the chart, around 4 or 5 bars left, you get a small reversal, right? It started going back up, 2 up, you have 2 wiki hammer candles, right? And then it's followed by a big fat red candle, probably, the biggest candle since the open. So to me, what I'm seeing is that, the 378 point has become a key level again. And they try, market try to break above, and then it really got slammed back.
Yeah.
So the trade I looked for was, inside bar break, short off of that level.
Okay. And this is the inside bar we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is a screen recording from this morning.
Yes.
Here you're looking for, this blue is going to trigger an entry short.
Exactly.
Okay. Which is about to happen. So there it is, and you're in 3 puts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for my exit tactics, I have a candle trail at the top of the previous bar, 2 against 2 is a losing trade. And then in addition to that, I have used the candle magnitude exit. And what that's going to do is it's going to place targets for me and calculate based on previous candle magnitudes or pivots, where should I be taking my targets and adjusting my stops based off of those pivots.
Right. So your first target is the low of the day.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Should we jump right to where you get stopped out?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is coming up in a sec.
Right. So I had been up, around almost $100 on the trade, and it came back against me. Really, really small bars basically the whole morning, and very weak action in general. So I had placed a stop right above the open of this bar, and it stopped me out.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the trade just continued, and when it hit that first target in the end. But based off the data I've been collecting, if you have a 2 down and you start reaching clear levels, playing for any reversal against you as soon as possible has saved me over the long run. So
right.
It hurts to see that happen, but it's okay.
Right. And it's still a green trade.
Yeah.
Right. So, where you're at right now is that you are on a very nice 10-day win streak.
Yeah.
And so first of all, congratulations. That's really awesome. And I was kind of curious. You ended up with 27. That's not a bad thing, but it could have been bigger. And I was really curious, is now that everyday green for so many days in a row, does that become a liability? Does that get into your head and affect the way you trade? So,
in emotional level, for sure, it plays some role. I'm still a growing trader in many ways. If I was, if it was, I was doing this full time, I'd obviously be trading much larger size and everything. So I'm still growing a lot. And on a mental level, it for sure does. In terms of the actual trading itself, it doesn't really make a difference. I consistently place my stops in that fashion and just consistently follow the rule set. And the reason I've been doing this kind of stuff is that, I believe you'll post this. I found 2 really funny images on Twitter today.
So that's one of them.
Yeah. So, I thought this was a really funny image. You think you found consistency, but in reality, you have no idea how you got there. I think we all can kind of relate to that one.
Right.
And yeah, the other image. So in general, I've run into this myself a couple of times. Is that you feel like you're climbing a mountain, and obviously your goal is to keep scaling and to keep growing, and you kind of finally reach your topping point. Like, okay, here's going to be the next level, and you go up to the next level, and you just completely fall off, right? And consistently, I have found for myself that the reason that kind of stuff happens is because the notes, your journaling isn't intensive enough, right? You think you have an idea or another reason is you think you have a really great idea, and then it turns out that based on the way that trading, requires you to behave psychologically, you can't handle that, right? So I have found that, I've been over this whole time just taking like very, very intensive notes, taking notes on what I do trade, taking notes on what I don't trade, so that I can, always limit down my trading to a specific set of rules. Right, so like if, for example, if you were to pull up the image of those 10 days, you can see the results, the amount of trades I'm taking each day. They're basically the same. Because I'm always limited, and as stressed out as I'm, getting mentally scaling, my trading really won't change because I'm doing the same stuff no matter what, and it helps produce very consistent results.
Right, and trading within the context of a trade unafraid trade plan, I think, helps. Would you agree?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing, the default human behavior is always to do nothing, right? So with trade unafraid, the way that it works is you build a trade plan. It's automated. You obviously have full control, but whatever you think you would usually do, you put it into the system. Right, so instead of your default of doing nothing becoming, oh, let's not take my stop when I've told myself 100 times I will, your default is to take your stop because it's already there.
Right.
And just the entire approach is, you're thinking in terms of tactics, metrics for those tactics, how am I entering, how am I exiting. The entire focus of your trading now becomes the trade plan. So trade is instrumental for myself to kind of building the system, taking notes, that kind of stuff.
One thing I would add is that because the trade plan is there's some friction, or you have to take deliberate action to do something that's going to hurt you. So if you just leave the trade plan, trade your plan, if you just leave it alone, it will do what you intended before you got into this trade. And you actually have to do something deliberate to potentially hurt yourself to go against your plan. I think that's a really useful aspect of the product.
For sure.
So anyway, it'll be interesting to see how tomorrow plays out. I hope it's another green day.
Me too.
All right, well, thanks a lot. This was great.
Thank you.
Bye.